No, they don't wanna see you get it back. All the little things that you do, I swear, they mean the world. You say visual, and you know when I go all the way up. You know when it's gonna be a game against you. I can be selfish. If you should let it dip, might as well take off in the coast. Every man is God. Every time I see it, all the pain goes away to drive you out. I just really wanna ride. Baby, tell me what you like. I just wanna turn you on. So baby, tell me what you want. I just wanna love you. Tell me what you wanna do. They say the love I got for you is dangerous. I will climb the mountain top to get to you. It's true. I do anything for you. They don't wanna see you pop a head. No, they don't wanna see you get look, I know lately I've been picking up. I know lately I've been messing up. I know lately my promise won't be. I was sending you wrong. I was telling you lies. It didn't even feel right. I used to make you cry, but you never let my side, girl. But you never let my side, girl. Cause you a real one. And you're a real one. Little mama, if you ride, I'm ride. Little mama, if you die, I'm doubt. And I just want you. And I just need you. So tell me what you wanna do. Tell me where you wanna go.
Yeah. What's going on, y'all? It's your instigator narrator, BERR-IC, better known as Crash. Here kicking it no sugar radio style with the squad.
What up?
And y'all already know, my mama raised me to be a gentleman. So, of course, let me go ahead and pass it up first.
Your mama raised you?
Yes, my mama raised me. My mama raised me. Anyway, please. Let us know what we're kicking it with.
Introducing the queen, Simply Shar. You can find me on Instagram as _justshar_. You can hit me up for any fashion inquiries, or if you're looking for someone to dress you for any upcoming events, hit me up at stylebystsimplysharr@gmail.com and on Instagram as Shar for real.
Real.
I'm talking about. Hey, it's your boy King Action. You can find me anywhere. If you Google King Action, you see my face. See my beautiful face. You'll see it today. You go on Instagram, _King Action, _.
Man, don't come in with that Shamar Moore voice, man. Well, what's going on? It's your boy Shade King starting out. It's your boy Mr. Boss Up Young. Follow me on Instagram, boss_up_young. We about to get it in today. Shout out to Fly Ty. You know, she's currently not here right now, but we're gonna hold it down. We're gonna hold it down for Ty. You know, she out there living life in Vegas as always. Back in Vegas.
First of all, Ty, please chill on us today.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna lock that in though, you know what I mean?
Right.
Shade, we're gonna keep that for you, alright?
Alright, cool.
That's gonna stick. Like,
we
definitely got a good show today, man. First and foremost, how was everybody's weekend?
Busy.
Busy?
Yes. Preparing for the kids to go back to school. How about the fact it's now back to school already? The summer flu.
My kids went back last week.
That's crazy.
Terrible.
Man,
the summer flu.
When it comes to school for me, it's a love hate thing. Because although my son's not in school yet, but it's great to see kids go back to school, you know, like I want to get on the parents and stuff like that.
You look like you got a love and hate thing.
The only issue is the traffic. I do like the traffic, man. Kids and these buses.
You didn't catch that.
What about it?
I caught that. You said I sit to the side though. I caught that.
Are you taking on the role of Shade King today? King action.
I don't know. Blame it on a little shots, before the camera started rolling. Get what I'm saying? He ain't want no problems with the freestyle challenge. We already put it out there. Anybody from Brooklyn listening, your boy back down to the Baltimore challenge. Anybody from Brooklyn with these bars, let's go. Let's go.
You gonna let him do that to you?
Let's go.
You gonna let him do that to you?
You got no choice.
Career suicide on my life.
But all right, look. Speaking of bars, man. Last week they had the Female Artist Appreciation, which was dope. They had a lot of good music coming out, man. Like that Blessing song. I'm still on it. I've been rocking it all week. Love it. Love it.
A lot of the music last week, I wasn't here, but I was listening on the live and I thought everything was dope. Everything that you guys played last week was good.
Right. We know you was out there twerking in the sand when you heard
I was not twerking in the
She was
sand.
getting it.
Making waves.
Okay.
Getting it.
I was on the bench enjoying the sunshine, per usual.
Sharp out of the hurricane, y'all.
Trying not to get my hair wet. I'm sorry, what you say? That's okay. Wait till the camera stop rolling.
They throwing shots early today.
In that water, man. The waves, though.
It's all good.
They throwing shots early today. I'm just letting y'all know that,
Too
man.
early. We just started.
We just started.
Mm-hmm.
Being that you brought up hurricanes, I just want to send some prayers out to those in Texas that was affected by
Absolutely.
that hurricane.
There's a whole lot going on in Houston.
That thing ran through Texas and it was no game. It left like a lot of water, a lot of flooding, a lot of people lost their houses, lost their cars.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
How many inches of feet they said they got down there?
They said it was like 3 feet or something like that.
They said
billions of gallons.
so far they said it was only like 2 people killed though. So that's it's sad. It's sad, but that's better than what we've always known it to be.
It's better than the Sierra Leone situation. You didn't hear about that? They were having flooding issues too. And
in Africa, Sierra Leone, right?
Yes. 200 people were found dead after that. Wow. So it's just, I don't know what's going on with the environment, but natural disasters have been pretty frequent.
I don't think they be really actually finding 200 people.
No, they actually
they probably be finding like, no, I'm saying, they probably be finding like, death toll is at 50. Oh, is that 6? We just want to say it's 200. Like, it's going to be a lot of people. Don't nobody really want to be counting bodies.
Media is trying to add on more.
Because they always give a roundabout number.
But I think that was pretty accurate.
I don't think they be out there like duck.
That's how I feel.
I don't think they be actually.
I think they go by track. Report.
Yeah, but reports can be skewed.
Nick was good, man.
Can be skewed. At the end of the day, it's left to interpretation. At the end of the day, people die.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying. So prayers to those people out there. Hopefully they could. It's a minor setback or maybe comeback. Hopefully that insurance money comes through.
Yeah,
I'm just glad my bestie's safe. She's living out in Beaumont, Texas, so I'm just kind of glad to hear that everything in her neighborhood is safe. And her mom lives in Houston, and she's doing okay too. So everyone's been marked safe that I know that lives in Texas. But still gotta keep praying because you just don't know. You never know.
Yeah. I remember Beaumont, Texas. I remember when I was driving through there, I almost got ran off the road by a black Cadillac.
Oh my God! People in Texas, they really fuck hard with their cars are their lives in Texas.
I
didn't love his.
I don't know nothing about no Beaumont, but I do know a nigga named Bo. Shout out my man Bo. You feel me on IG? You feel me? Yo, but niggas they never trust nobody named Harvey, so I mean, wow. I'm just saying, anybody named Harvey, we just don't trust them. Yeah, we just don't trust them. But it is what it is.
Did anybody watch the fight last night?
No.
I did.
More people watched it on Facebook Live than they did on paper.
Because they ain't want to pay per view.
That's crazy.
That's why. They ain't want to pay per view.
Everybody should have known who would have won that. Obviously, it was going to be Floyd Mayweather. Everybody knew he was going to win.
I don't know, man.
I would. It's obvious.
What's your thoughts on the fight last night? What's your thoughts on the fight?
Well, not to them, but
don't trust them.
It was funny to me, honestly.
It was funny.
Why was it funny?
Like because like you got like the way I seen it, as far as the initial build up, like they was going at each other, through the whole entire, through the meetings and stuff like that, the meeting up, stuff like that. Then they had the actual, interview the day before the fight. They was all calm, cool headed, had some positive thing to say, a little bit negative things, whatever. Then it came out to the fight. And the fight was like 9 rounds. Okay, granted, Mayweather.
10 rounds.
Oh yeah, 10 rounds. I'm like,
you ever heard of a 9-round fight?
Part that really got me, right?
Have you ever heard of a 9-round fight?
The referee called the fight, right? And if anybody actually paid attention to the replay, Mayweather threw at least 9 to 8 punches.
9 to 8.
Yes.
Pause.
Between 9 and 8 punches.
Pause.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind, just carry on.
In that last section, before they called the fight, Mayweather threw about at least 9 to 8 punches. Only 3 of them that I seen connected. And the reason why he called the fight because the man kept stumbling. I mean, he was tired.
He was tired?
Yeah, he was tired. Like, he was winded.
Oh, yeah.
He was stumbling on the ropes, whatever. I'm like, come on, don't call a fight.
I didn't get a chance to watch the fight. I got drunk, passed out.
As usual.
I'm gonna be real. I got drunk, passed out. I was out for the count. But, I mean, like, the referee is supposed to call a fight. If he feel like, you just taking blows and balls to the face. Huh?
He wasn't getting hit. Like, Mayweather threw a few punches.
He also wasn't blocking either.
He's an MMA fighter. Most of them block anyway.
Well, that's why you don't challenge somebody that's not within your realm.
The whole entire fight.
You get what I'm saying?
Huh?
You don't First of all,
that's what I'm saying. Blake, it was publicity.
Blake, I'm talking to somebody got a little bit more meat on me. Hey, Blake. Hey, Blake. You're not a boxer. You're a motivational speaker. Okay? Would you go challenge Gervonta Davis? That's not what you do. You speak.
Wait a minute, he didn't even give his answer though.
Yeah, like
he never gave his answer.
I ain't want it. I'm just saying. All right, go ahead, Barb. I don't
have nothing to say now.
Go ahead.
I'm offended. That's what I got shit to say.
But look, on the political end though, it makes sense. Okay, they're gonna take the fight because it gets ratings. That's why they did it.
Right.
You got MMA mixed with boxing. Then you got the two best heavyweights in their leagues. Going at each other. So of course they're gonna do it. But at the same time, people already knew. Okay, you got this guy initially.
Oh, he doesn't know boxing. Yo, but
either way, they're the best in their league.
I don't know, man.
Then I'm like, what's the coincidence? Mayweather has 94, wins, and he's 94 years old by the time 50.
What the fuck is
that? Okay,
I said 94, 49 I mean.
You know what? Your strikes usually start later. Your strikes usually start later on in the show. His strikes usually start later on in the show.
I understand what he was saying too.
No,
I was feeling myself.
That shit went over my head. I really don't know what you just said. Your strikes usually start later on in the show. You just accumulated your first strike.
You can't even talk right now. You figured it out.
Yeah. You can't say that out loud. It don't sound right. I fingered the donut earlier. Like, you can't say that, It was my donut. But anyway, everybody talking about this Mayweather McGregor fight, man. I'm still trying to figure out what happened to Soulja Boy and Chris Brown. Like, that shit just got swept under the rug.
Right.
I wanted to see that
because it was disrespectful.
They were training for it and everything. Like something was.
Were they really training, or were they trying to be healthy?
That was some Illuminati. So every time when I'm lifting weights, y'all think it's associated with the fight.
Right? What if they were just really trying to get healthy? I mean, I don't know. Because I didn't know, man. Fight,
I'm glad they didn't fight. That was disrespectful.
World was good. Was good. Child was good.
No, but for real, I think
Chris was good. What's going on, Stella?
Something serious.
If it was a real
Chris Brown, you think Chris Brown would have murked Soulja Boy?
I mean, I got to see it. I don't think.
I don't know, man.
Have you seen Chris Brown fight? Have you seen him fight?
In the movie?
I don't think none of us seen.
He died in the movie.
I'm talking about in real life.
Yo, none of us have seen Chris Brown fight. Was you with him? And you was like, no, Chris, don't do that. You wasn't there.
You saw a video. That's left in perception.
They edited the fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, they made him swing more times in that video than he actually did.
Hey, they can Photoshop all that.
You get what I'm saying?
It's called addition.
You said it's addition?
Haters would say it's Photoshop.
Was good. I mean, special guest walked in the building.
People want to walk into the building.
My man Harlem just walked in the building. Hold up, son. Flip his camera around. Look at him. Facebook, if y'all watching, this is the man y'all might need to want to get into it. David Harlem World USA Watkins. Yeah, man. Hold on. We about to turn the camera on my boy real quick. Got him. My man on the road.
What's going on, man?
My man been on planes, been on buses, and been in Ubers, and he is back. He is back. Yo.
What's up, man? I interrupt something.
Nah. You good, man? What's good?
You walking right on time.
Where you at, man? Where you from, man? Where you been, man? You know, let the people know, man.
Keep going there. Let's talk about this.
Can't talk to you.
Something like a modern day Harlem Globetrotter. Modern day version of that. You know what I mean? East River. I'm saying shout out to the whole East Side.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the whole NY. I mean, shout out to
New York is in the building.
You know, shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to you guys tuning in. Shout out to No Sugar Radio.
All right.
So look, while you're here, since you're on the topic.
Oh shit.
Did you watch the fight?
Of course I did.
You did. How do you feel about it?
Hold
on. First of all, who you going for, Mayweather or McGregor?
Yeah. Of course, Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? I'll be a fool to bet against the cop for the boxing thing, but you know, my personal opinion before was a disgrace to the sport. You know, to even like entertain that because it's way more credible fighters that could have had Mayweather come out to get him a shot to fight. You know what I'm saying? To box somebody that's not even in the sport and across the world like that. That was cool. You know what I'm saying? To make history and everything like that. But he could have came out with a chance. He could have came out with those things. He could have came out. Maybe even fought AD. You know, they go back and forth so much. You know what I'm saying? It was way more deserving fighters. You know what I mean? Like keep on time Thurman. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't want to fight Thurman though.
That's what I said. You don't. And hold on, I just said the same thing before you. I just said the same thing before you walked in, man. Like you just don't, entertain somebody that's not in your room. You get what I'm saying? Like that. I don't know, man. I'm glad I slept on it.
Yeah. But I mean, I definitely watched it. You know what I'm saying, for other political reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was kind of like having racial moments. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit up here and say that Conor was a racist, but he did definitely have some racial moments that needed to be chastised. So, I knew it was gonna go the way that it went. I mean, I didn't expect Conor to do a lot of the things that he did. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, a lot of things given the abilities that Mayweather does have.
Right.
By him not even being a boxer, you know what I'm saying? So he definitely exposed a lot of things that maybe people should have took and their chances against Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? And added to their craft to be able to be successful in certain moments because he had some successful spots. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you can't do nothing but take your head off to the ground. He did some good things against Mayweather and everything like that. So had he would have had a boxing coach or a boxing career, he might have had a shot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, allegedly, he had a prior boxing career. I don't know if it's an actual career, but, he did boxing, though, allegedly.
Did you lose money on the fight? No. Of course you won. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't even bet, though. I didn't even bet. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even bet. So.
I don't even bet on it. But anyway, my man, since the last time, my man David has been here, he's been all over the world, all over the cities. Get what I'm saying? So what you got new coming up, man? I know you stay on the go, man. What's your roster looking like, man?
Right now, so we're gearing up for this Post Malone tour. You know what I'm saying? September 2nd, Stony album. You know what I'm saying? Touring on that. I'm affiliated with Rico Nasty. You know what I'm saying?
Squad.
Squad.
Yeah, speaking of her.
Can't wait to meet her.
You know what I'm saying? I'm doing a lot of things with Skrilla with AMG. We got a project coming out. We actually got a performance with them two. And,
that's gonna be lit.
Fuego, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's gonna be lit. Okay.
September 30th, if you in the Midwest, you know what I'm saying? If you're in Cincinnati, Ohio, September 30th, come on out to the fights. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be performing. Rico Nasty is actually doing an intermission. Skrilla is gonna walk out one of the main events and also do a song after the end of the fights. It's like a boxing event going on. And,
okay.
Fuego's gonna walk out one of the co-main events. And then another group that I'm representing called Starship, they're gonna walk out the other co-main.
Okay, cool.
I got that coming up September 2nd. Negotiating a deal to get the Battle of the Sexes over in Canada. You know what I'm saying? Got some dates in Vancouver pending. You know what I'm saying? Between Skrilla and Rico Nasty. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna headline a little concert we got over there going. We got that in the works. That's hopefully gonna kick off at the end of October. So stay tuned to that for everybody that's watching.
Right.
All y'all Canada supporters, go ahead and stay tuned into their music and come out and support, man. We just working, we grinding. The agenda is picking up crazy since y'all last seen me. A lot more artists is like been reaching out to me, you know what I'm saying? Courtesy of the No Sugar Radio. A lot of people been jumping in my DMs, and I answer everybody. I talk to everybody, so don't be afraid, don't be scared. You know what I'm saying? Shoot your shot. You know what I mean? I am one of the people that's got one foot in the game and one foot in the door that will reach out and respond.
Right.
Especially if I like it. If I don't, I'm going to give you some constructive criticism. You know what I'm saying? So take heed to that. A lot of people don't do that, so take advantage. You know what I'm saying? Social media is a powerful tool. You got to utilize the people that surround you and, piggyback off of them and bounce off the resources that you have. Like y'all doing with me. I love y'all.
Yeah, love you too, bro. Love you too, man. Look.
It's definitely
give me a wet wipe.
It's definitely dope, man, for y'all to be doing so much since the last time we met, man. It's
Oh, man. Hey, shout out to Atlanta. After we left here, we went down to Atlanta.
Oh, yeah. Talk about that.
Pablo, you know what I'm saying? Who rich Pablo won.
How'd that go?
That was crazy. It was crazy. It was epic. If you weren't there, you missed it. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's a new wave coming through of, underground talent that's coming up and doing their thing. I believe he got signed to Gucci. If I'm not mistaken.
What's it? You said, Hood Rich?
Yeah, Hood Rich.
Okay.
He just recently signed to Gucci. And that concert was crazy. Fuego killed it. HD Mike and his mom, they came down. They tore the building up. You know what I'm saying? I'm still
Sheesh.
You wouldn't expect anything less. Honestly, they some really good. Yeah.
Starship opened up as well. Stay tuned in their Cincinnati group. You know what I'm saying? They coming into the fold as well. And, that was crazy. But like I said, man, that was the last time y'all seen me. Things been picking up. Good.
That's good news. I'm glad to hear that you're, moving up.
What's up with y'all, man? Y'all always trying to get in my personal.
Well, you know.
You still rocking, you still rolling through,
The people want to know about y'all too.
Man, all over advertise. You want to catch us? NoSugarRadio.com. Hey, we don't hide nothing. We don't nothing.
Instagram, Facebook, you can find
everything. We can't really disclose too much information about what's been happening with us. Because just like yourself, we got things pending, and we don't solidify anything until anything is signed on the dotted line. You know what I'm saying? But people been reaching out to us, man. Definitely liking what we've been bringing to the table, the promo, and just how we operate, how we organize and everything, from West Coast and all that. So, up and down the East Coast. So, we'll be in Philly, October, rocking with them, Shout out to, Ciroc boys and them up there, but,
and I'll be in New York for Fashion Week next month.
Yeah, Shaw will be in Fashion Week.
Here we go.
Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, so, we just got some things moving on. You don't see Ty. Ty's out in Vegas, belly floating in a pool, probably at Dre's or something.
I seen her, she was going nuts on Graham.
Ty always going nuts.
At the
end of the day, man, we just growing.
Yeah, man.
We never stop growing.
We just growing, man.
No Sugar Radio.
Oh yeah. Next time you come, it's gonna look a lot different.
It might be different. Everything that we got going on right now is just crazy.
Nah, man, I can definitely say that I'm gonna be in here a lot more. Like I said, it's only one way for all of us. You know what I'm saying? And that's tough.
Right.
When you work hard at something and you're passionate about it, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
To see the dream come into fruition. You know what I'm saying? Anything worth dying for is definitely worth living for. So I feel like y'all all.
That's bars right there.
You know what I'm saying? Take No Sugar Radio to the next level. I live by those laws and standards and motivations and morals and all that kind of stuff too. So, why not be out of exclusive? You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, I wish I should have thought. I ain't even get a chance to talk to the homie, but hopefully, you know what I'm saying, y'all next show and everything like that with my man Fuego's permission. We recorded some things with FKI, same guy who produced a couple tracks. They did what's the song that you changed? Yeah, they did that, and they did OG Kush
Okay.
Yeah, so we was able to while we was in Atlanta to get some production done with Fuego and Runway Richie, who just did a project called China cafeteria.
I think I saw that. I think he just put that out there recently, right?
Yeah. So we was able to get some production done with FKI. You know what I'm saying? Big Meals. He's also having big things there and Big Czar. And you know, it was lit. You know what I'm saying? So we do have some songs recorded. I probably could have blessed out with one of them from Fuego. Nuts.
Oh,
I mean, if y'all
oh my goodness, we need that.
Hey, I got it right now in my inbox.
We gonna need you to shoot that to the email.
I'm about to do it right now.
What's up? What is it?
It's Fuego's newest track that came out.
So we getting it first.
You need to hear that.
I kind of want to try to play it right now, man. You'd be mad at me for this exposure.
We gonna get the exclusive first.
Can we do it?
I mean.
We got time.
Yeah,
we got time, man. We got time, man. Shab was good.
Go to the email right
now. Mic.
Yeah,
right now. Like since yesterday.
Go ahead and drop that.
Hey, shout out to my man Fuego.
Okay.
Fuego combo.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all about to get that
on Instagram, man. Y'all about to get it exclusive.
Right here first at No Sugar Radio.
Already.
I'm gonna give y'all two. We did a lot of recording. So this track right now, I'm gonna send it to y'all first and then you know.
So are you on the track on your Diddy?
Yeah, all in the video.
Okay.
Y'all just sent it, bro. You did it.
No, it's about to come. It's about to come through. Hold up. Technology. Which one you sent it to? You sent it to No Sugar, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, got it right now.
Yeah, man. You know, call in. You know, shoot us some DMs on the concept of the video. We trying to shoot it in Atlanta once I get a track. You know, so we're gonna let the fans decide this one. You know what I mean? You know, whenever you're ready for me to introduce that.
Alright, it's loading up right now. So this is the one called Mirror, right? Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna go and let you.
That little sexy vibe.
Yeah. All you heard was that first tap. All you heard was the first time. I'm gonna let my man Harlem go and introduce that song real quick.
First of all, this might be a new segment. You know what I'm saying? We just introduced on No Sugar Radio called Hit It or Quit It. You know what I'm saying? You know we're gonna make y'all decide if this is a hit or not. You know what I'm saying? So this might be something new. You know what I mean? I don't know if they've done this before, but I'm dropping it a little free. You know what I'm saying? I might get a check later, but this little segment is No Sugar Radio called Hit It or Quit It.
Oh, I like that.
It's my man Fuego right here with Mirror. You know what I'm saying? Produced by FKI. Let's go.
Worldwide exclusive.
Yeah.
No Sugar Radio.
Hey, I spent the night at Onyx, Stonewood, paying bills. 5 series, everybody, fuck outside, cheddar with. Real shorty, talking money, baby, check my grip. I've been out your baller, and I'm starting.
That was good.
Spent the night at Onyx, Stonewood, paying bills. 5 series, everybody, fuck outside, cheddar with. Real shorty, talking money, baby, check my grip. I've been out your baller, and I'm starting. Window good, started up at Onyx, ended up at Onyx. Put the road again, then I took a truck of winners. Never know it count, that boy go win his digits. Allergic to that weed shit, I just don't make it. Mirror, on the wall, who's the coolest of them up? That little bitch gon' suck me in, until she get loud of jump. Mirror, on the wall, who's the coolest of them up? That little bitch gon' suck me up, until she get loud of jump. That's
what it do, Shot. That's what it do.
Mirror on the way. Who's the coolest of them all? I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great. I heard your brother, I can't relate. It's shining till like mace. I come through the whole chain. Ain't it been I don't mind Shane Bay. Throw an ace in the wood. That's your fluid wagon bag. All these dollars on the drip. Got me looking like a flies like a coin cup. I'm not sure really running plays. Play a wall used to take a lemonade. Every day on birthday. I'm always down blue cake. My boy been sagging ever since the MySpace. Bitch, she hit me, yes, and pull up to my place. She like good leaf, giving me her milkshake. Hey, I sip this herb, I don't need no pancake. Hey,
that was good. Hey, Tay Mom, what you think about this track right here, man? I like that scratch. And that DJ scratch. Ya fuego. I ain't gonna lie, that's real jazzy, man. I like that.
Okay.
Yes, that was lit.
Man.
I like that.
I rock with
a
that.
lot.
That right there is a straight strip club
That
song
sounds
right
like
there.
exactly. That sounds like strip club music right there.
We trying to get the permits and stuff right now. You know what I'm saying? Shoot that at Onyx, Lennox, and Farley. So I'm saying, like, kind of like we act the you know, the whole vibe and the words of the song. I'm saying. Yeah, we trying to bring back that old. I don't know if y'all remember the tip drill joint.
Yes.
The one that they only showed on Uncut at the 3. BT Uncut.
BT Uncut had me open.
Niggas waited. Niggas waited till 3 o'clock for that to come on.
BT Uncut used to have me ready.
Yo. And they had a few exclusives on there too. I mean, Tip Drill was always on there. Like, they was like, yo.
Right.
Man.
Yeah. So, you know, everybody that's tuned in, you know what I'm saying, feel free to comment. That was my man Fuego Gamo, you know what I'm saying, at Fuego Gamo on Instagram. I mean, you know, all feedback is good feedback, whether it's negative or positive. We ain't tripping. We're gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? But that's a new segment introduced by your boys at Harlem World USA. Hit it or quit it. You know what I'm saying? On the No Sugar Radio.
That's what it is.
We get into another one.
We get into another one? Yeah. And for anybody that's just tuning in, hold on, I only got one. Only got the one.
I said the other one, so you did.
No, oh yeah. So anybody that's just tuning in right now, man, we live in the studio with my man Harlem World USA. You know what I'm saying? If y'all don't know who he is, he's Post Malone's road manager. He also got, you know, a new generation of young cats is, you know, taking over the music scene, coming up on them. Fuego, HD Mikey, and y'all stay tuned later on. We're gonna introduce y'all to Rico Nasty. You know, she already out there doing her thing though, so if you ain't heard of her, you will hear of her after this show. You know what I'm saying? But this next track that my man just sent us, you know, or I'm gonna let you go ahead and, you know, break that into the, you know, introduce that into the segment as well.
Oh yeah, this is another exclusive, you know what I'm saying, on this new segment introduced by your boy Harlem World USA at No Sugar Radio. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? This is my man Fuego Gamo. You know what I'm saying? A new track produced by FKI as well called Work It.
Let's go.
Featuring Runway Richie.
No Sugar Radio.
Stay tuned.
Hey. Wide body rolling down block on Benny curves. All this trip up on me, I'm a traveling on the bird. That's not fuck that I've been singing since my birth. Every she gon' sum me up, and she know my word. Just go read about it, Google me, I'll be a search.
He went to work.
My person is a person, I'm a reverend in the church. Teaching sweat, in the mall I splurge. Before I hit the show, I been working my disperse. I'm back up in my bag of my place.
Yo, I just picture a big ass booty.
That's a blessing in the curve. She told me I got some nerve. I lean with it, rock with it, make it flip and shot with it.
Let me know what y'all think about this song. Drop it in the comments. I want feedback on this track. Yeah.
All this chips upon me, I'm attracting all these birds. First to death, now fuck that up, this dragon since my birth. After she gon' suck me up, cause she know my word. Hey, cause you know my word. Dollar every day, cause your work. You didn't want to say that you work. Put on work. Hey, my big bed like you saw bed. Turn your lady to a freak arcade. New foreign car the top, got a chain. 3 gold rings on the bottom like the H. Oh, geek and po can't count. All these sights on me, Wayne Grace. You're about to calm down the bucket instead of saying fuck that. When it's shit on my neck. Don't need bad, need bad like Ted. Tell her how she trying to fuck me the X. Took the beat to the airport with the dough strapped around the body. Now the beat looking like she crazy. Red gang X. East side bitch. East side. Foot down special. Fall till I fall, young nigga want it all on sale. Told the bitch I ain't make a rap, bitch I make a track and I'm a rock star else. Me and Frank go throwing pace, so young nigga having ain't shit you sell. Popped out the cool like, oh, I look like a chick, make my old bitch jail. Black on, wrong way. I
like that right there.
Yeah. All these chips upon me, I'm attracting all these birds. First to death, now fuck that up.
Like that. Okay. Got some thumbs up over here. Hey, shit. Yeah. Yeah. Come on, man. Stop playing with me. Let's go. Yo, if y'all like this song, man, let me know how y'all feel about this song in the comments. Worth it. By my boy Fuego Gamo. Shout out to Jersey. Shout out to Jersey, man. That's some fire right there, man. I feel like I would need me a plus. I need a plus size girl for this video.
That was definitely
oh, Mother Africa over there.
I'm trying to get him on the FaceTime so you can tell him yourself.
Yeah. That's lit, man.
It's okay, we can get him later.
Hey, you know he working.
Give him a call in.
He probably working, man. Cause it's worth it.
What y'all think? What they think? What they saying?
Hey, I got people talking about they dig it.
Thumbs up, I like it.
So that's Fuego Gamo, man. You can find him on Instagram.
From Jersey.
Fuego Gamo.
Get what I'm saying. You can hear Atlanta all up in there. That sounds like a KOD type of night.
So it sounded like Fuego went down there and he was just sitting there like, yeah, man, Magic City. You know what I mean? And we could tell from the videos that y'all was really down there getting.
We went down there and went straight to work, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you gotta take advantage of the opportunity given to you. So you won't play no game. Like I said, shout out to FKI and everybody that was affiliated with, you know, doing something on those tracks. One way you Kevin Bates, producer and engineer, Mills. It's you know what I'm saying, he got a new artist coming up. She lit. She got something producing and
Natasha Mosley. With an N, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, matter of fact, I got her on my SoundCloud. I actually got one of her songs I was actually playing, you know, when we was waiting for the you know, just doing like, you know, the warm ups to the show and everything.
Well,
I'm already following her.
Last week's episode, the Female Artist Appreciation Week that we did last week. That was perfect.
She's lit, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, check her out too. I mean, Zara got a lot of stuff coming out with her. She got about to drop this song.
Okay.
You know, I wouldn't be who I am today for the beautiful, the most talented, the most lovely, wonderful girl. So shout out to her. We made World Star last week.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, made World Star, yeah.
Rest in peace, Blondie.
Her project coming out too. Pretty soon, we're still working on that, trying to put that together. It's still a delicate situation. I mean, but you know, we got the album cover together. We got the title. So we just trying to get the release date and everything like that. We're gonna wrap that up with it. It's been a long time coming, but like I said, you know, baby girl passed not too recently. You know, people still, it ain't been a year yet. You know, we still breathing. I mean, we still working, but we still breathing, man. So if you haven't had a chance, you know, go to World Star and check out her tribute video party. It's Rico Nasty.
That was lit. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We had a little piece of Troy in that video.
You know, I be trying, you know, B places.
And shout out to No Sugar Radio, man, covering the whole event too, and doing tribute videos. You know what I'm saying? It was a block party event when we shot that thing, and y'all supporting everything, and it was definitely appreciated. A lot of the family members are still reaching out. You know what I'm saying? They love and appreciation for everybody that's a partner.
Right.
Thank y'all for coming out and holding this down.
It was definitely nothing to it, but to do it, man.
Shout out to Miss Reed. She held it down.
Red.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And,
You know how I
yeah. You know what I wanted to say, man. When it comes to block parties, people don't pay the right recognition to the right people. So I'm gonna say, shout out to the man on the grill. The shish kebabs, the burgers, you get what I'm saying, or the chicken bobs, whatever you want to call it, man. They always forget the little guy. That food was great, son. You know what I'm saying? I still got a plate in my mind.
He was out there under that tent, and then he bringing that food back.
I still got a plate in the refrigerator in my mind from the other.
Yeah. But look, while we all here, we gonna get into this next topic real quick. I'm gonna let Shaw break into this one, because she brought it to my attention.
Are we talking about Herman Cain
Yes,
and his
we are.
open letter to Ben Carson?
Yes, we are.
Oh, okay. Herman
I didn't hear
Cain.
about that.
Me neither.
He ran for the Republican vote as president some years back. He was running as a candidate. Basically, he wrote an open letter defending Ben Carson as he was noted as House Negro of the Year.
Wow.
And
Just like that.
Herman Cain basically was saying how, he's standing up for Ben Carson for him accepting that title. He was written as that in the newspaper in Michigan. And Ben Carson didn't stand up. He didn't say anything about it. And we all know that Ben Carson, as a black Republican, he has that mentality that poverty is a state of mind and that slaves were not slaves, they were immigrants. And I'm like, that's the most ignorant thought that you can ever have. We weren't immigrants. We were kidnapped from our homes. So, I thought that was a really important topic because, during like the times that we're dealing with now, with people tearing down Confederate statues and everything of that nature, it kind of goes into, us being cognizant of the present time. So for Herman Cain to speak up and say, hey, Ben Carson, I congratulate you for being a House Negro because you're a successful black Republican. I just thought that that's something we should bring up. So, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about him being labeled as House Negro of the Year?
Just the label alone is
just to accept that title alone. That's insulting.
It's insulting?
It's insulting. Troy! That's insulting. Would you want somebody to call you a House Negro?
Like, he didn't say nothing about it?
He didn't speak up about it or anything. No, he didn't. And Herman Cain basically backed him up on that.
I mean, well, a house nigga is a whole lot different from a field nigga.
Well, that's true too, but at the same time, why would you want to be referred to something like that, especially in the times that we're in now?
Well, when you think about people in political power and stuff like that, because politics is still another form of a celebrity. It just depends on what they celebrate you for. You get what I'm saying? So, you can't really take or really decide on what somebody's going to label you because at the end of the day, somebody's putting their opinions and their views of you on you. But, if you choose to ignore it, if he just like, well, fuck it, I'm not feeding into it. I mean, it is what it is.
Speaking of white Republicans labeling him as House Negro of the Year.
We live in a time of racial tension, which has always existed, but now because of who's in office, is coming to the forefront of everything now. So, I mean, it's just another form of racism just being escalated to what it is. I mean, if we can't say like he's just feeling like this, he's probably, just being bold enough, like, you know what? I mean, all my people are,
So how do you feel about Ben Carson's statement that poverty is a state of mind? Basically saying that we're making excuses as black folks for being, underpaid. How do you feel about that?
You got some me?
Period. Everyone. How do you guys feel about that?
I mean, first and foremost,
poverty is real life.
I feel like ain't nothing new under the sun. You know what I'm saying? To go back into the previous thing, You know what I'm saying? Him not sticking up and speaking up for what, you know what I'm saying? They called him or whatever, the homeboy called him, like the Republicans called him. So I feel like maybe he was choosing his battle. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he don't know why that man is. You know what I'm saying? There might be a lot going on. You know what I mean? That might not even be worth the rebuttal. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as like, probably being a state of mind and everything like that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. It's one of those things where we have the control over our destiny in our lives, man. We sitting down praying and doing all this kind of stuff, whatever we believe in, and not getting up working and doing it ourselves, then you're gonna be stuck. So kind of low key, yeah. Poverty is a state of mind. I mean, you only what you get up and work hard for.
Yes,
If you don't get up and put your best foot forward and try to get out of that poverty, get to the next level and strive to, you know what I'm saying, better your situation so you can better others and your offspring and everybody that's watching. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how do you feel about the statement, slaves were immigrants?
Technically,
how do you feel about that? Do you think that
technically
you cannot say that we as slaves were immigrants because I wanted to say we because we weren't slaves, but our ancestors rather were immigrants because it was involuntary for us to come to this. Technically, because immigration is voluntary. That's my opinion on it. That's my take.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Like, you know, when you migrate by choice, you know, that's you know what I'm saying? That's immigration. But we were involuntarily taken from, you know, kidnapped, taken, you know,
forcefully,
whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think slaves were immigrants, and I don't believe that, and that is very derogatory. That's very disrespectful for somebody to say something like that. You get what I'm saying? Like,
this is Ben Carson, someone who's supposed to represent us as
he's not us.
An successful black.
He's an Oreo.
Republican.
Yo, pull this picture up. Let me see this guy.
Ben Carson, you know, Ben Carson is the first black neurosurgeon.
From Maryland, right? He was working at Johns Hopkins.
Yeah, Johns Hopkins.
You know what I'm saying?
You've seen him before. He was in your history books growing up.
He's definitely wild, you know what I'm saying? But you know, as far as like us being immigrants, like like that's corny. You know what I'm saying? You can't. Yeah. That's corny. Like you can't say that.
I think Ben Carson.
I just want to know what his name is.
He's an Oreo. He's black on the outside, but the dude is whole white on the inside. Right? He's an Oreo.
He ran for president back in what was that, 2012? Did he run for president too? He did. Yeah. He did. And because there were a whole bunch of sexual harassment allegations that came up, he dropped, you know, from the campaign. So there he goes right there.
Right here.
It goes right there.
Whoa, dynamite disco.
Hey, yo. Oreo, you get what I'm saying?
Colonel Sanders looking up.
Hey, we got a comment from Miss Cheyenne. She says so. She says you are a product of your environment, and depending on the environment, you can either be the power or have to fight the power your whole life. But there are mad opportunities these days. But we are the only race we are the only other race other than whites that can't be deported.
Yo, what school she went to?
He said she's smart. What school she went to? We can't be deported. Man, between blacks and whites, we dominate this country.
No, we don't.
Between blacks and whites, we dominate this country. There are other
share your take on that. How do we dominate? Hey, well,
what I'm saying as a race, we dominate. Like there are more whites and blacks than there are the other minorities.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Just like she said, between, you know, besides white people and black people, we're the only one. Well, out of blacks and whites, we're the only ones that can't be deported. Mm-hmm. First of all, where they want to send us back to if we ever got deported? Where can we go?
We can't go anywhere. We're grounded.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But they could be quick to take, you know, anybody that's Muslim or Indian descent or anything like that and send them back, you know, to the that's not Midwest, that's Middle East, right? Yeah, they can send people back there, but if you're of Latino or Hispanic, then they can send you, you know, south. But like she said, we're the only other race besides whites that can't be deported because we're here. Like the Europeans were here, of course, you know, so they got here first.
So okay, so you say that, you know, they can deport people from the Middle East and Hispanics and everything. But what if that family, it's been eons since they originated from that specific country? In other words, what if there's been generations of a Hispanic family that's been in the United States and they don't know anything really about their country because they've been living here for years and years and decades and decades? You know, you can't say that you can deport them because they're
no. I'm not saying they can, but I'm saying based off of what we know from the media and which has been advertised and publicized and given attention. No, they haven't said okay, we're sending all blacks back to Africa. They never said we're sending all whites back to Europe. They've always been talking about anybody of Muslim or, you know, and first of all, when they say anybody of Muslim, you're not deporting a people, you're deporting a religion if you want to base it off of that. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know, because Muslim is not a, it's not a race. It's a religion. Right. You know, so they're deporting Muslims, you get what I'm saying? Or just like that whole sweep, the ICE sweep. Y'all familiar with the Operation ICE? Immigration, customs, I forgot what the E part was. But, you know, one of my coworkers, like his barber, they came and snatched him out of his barbershop. He's been in America for 14 years. Oh, wow. 14 years, had his green card, everything like that. And all he did was cut hair and fix bikes around, you know, all the local people around there knew him, you know, and they came and deported him back.
What if they have no homes when they deport them back?
And that's crazy. There are no homes.
That's what I'm saying. Now you got to think about humanity at that point. Because if you're sending these people back to places that they have no home, you're now increasing our population for homelessness in that country because they don't know where to go. That's ignorance to me. That doesn't.
Well, at that point, it's like, do they care?
Right.
And that goes to show what kind of. I'm not going to touch on
that. At the end of the day, let's put this into its proper context. When we talk about colors, right, whites and blacks, I hear a lot of y'all keep talking about this race thing. Race, the conversation is not about race because at the end of the day, white and black is not a race either. All of the things that we're talking about, those are ethnicities. Let's be clear. Like by textbook definition, they're ethnicities. When people speak of race, there's only 3 to 4 races that actually exist in the world. 3 to 4 types of different races of people in the world. So when we talk about ethnicities, talking about African American and you know Caucasian, and we're talking about Asian American, Oriental, things like that. Now we're talking about ethnicities and the cultures in which they pursue. So when we speak like that, you know, we have to put things in its proper context before we go out and actually create an opinion. A lot of people don't have a proper opinion of what it is they're talking about because they're not educated on what they're talking about. So if you're going off of the media and you're listening to what the media has to say about all of this stuff, of course it's going to seem like there's some, you know, misrepresentation or some type of you know, some type of power struggle. But at the end of the day, what Troy is saying is correct. We are the minority, but we are the majority out of the minority.
Right.
And the majority does rule, and there's very few of them, to be honest. There's not as many of them as there is of us. But they control everything because at the end of the day, that's the way it's always been. That's the way it's been written. Since the Declaration, that's the way it's been written. Let's be clear. So, you know what I'm saying? You got to know what you're talking about when it comes to these things. Don't let the media fool you into believing a lot of the, you know, the hoopla about, you know, all these different things. At the end of the day, if he wants to be a house, whatever, let him be that. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, he's not a representation of me.
He better not come in this field.
You know,
he's not. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about what was stated or what the media?
I mean, I don't care about what the media states. I don't care about what any particular person feels about themselves, or if he wants to stand up for him, that's what he's standing up for him. He has every right to do that. But he can't stand up for me. He's not a representation of me or what I think or what I feel about the situation. So why should I care? It doesn't bother me. It's not a projection of me. It's not a projection of my family. You know what I'm saying? So knowing that he can't account for that, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't faze me. At the end of the day, the more people that let that bother them and let it be as if, oh my God, he's killing me and you're not doing anything that you got to do for yourself, you become a part of the problem. When you make somebody else's opinion about what's going on in the world your problem, you become a part of the problem because you're not making any solutions to anything. So that's me.
That's a
Huffington Post definitely they kind of dropped that yesterday based on what Herman Cain said, and a lot of people have been speaking on it, and they stated that they didn't respect it. They already didn't respect Ben Carson's opinions when it came to African Americans, and Herman Cain kind of like added more fuel to that fire. So yeah, Huffington Post is known for that.
That's what they want interaction. It's just like what anybody else does. When they go online, they want interaction. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna say things and put things out there that might be minuscule, might be small, but it's big to the people that actually care about it. And there's very few people that care. But once they put those negative words out there, it's like adding fuel to the fire. Right. We just eat that shit up. Right.
You know, like they say, the media is the issue. But you get what I'm saying? We're going to get into this next track. You get what I'm saying? And it's actually a track by our special guest, Ms. Rico Nasty. So this is one of my personal favorites because I really like it's groovy. And if y'all ever got a chance to watch the video on YouTube, yeah, I really like it. So we're going to get into this track called Hey Arnold by Rico Nasty.
Hey, hey.
No Sugar Radio. Let me know what y'all think about it. Let's go. What's going on, y'all? Special guest Rico Nasty just walked in. Got that bumping?
I taste just like ice cream, bitch, I'm so icy. I'm cold like an ice cream, that's why they don't like me. Rockin' my ice cream, I'm riding with ice cream, smoking on some cigar. Girl, just come and try this. Catch me in the club, bitch, see me poppin' bottles. He saw me on IG, thought I was a model. Your girlfriend, she follow, I'm loading these hollers. She like taking footballs.
Trash. Bye.
Rico Nasty, Hey Arnold. If you like it, drop your comment below. Keep it on the track. We're about to interview Rico Nasty. In just a few moments, you just walk through. It's about to be lit. We're going to talk about her new music. We're going to talk about her new project coming up. Definitely don't want to miss it. So drop your comment below.
You calling her? That's how you say it. No. Okay. You said what happened? You said he's switching up what?
Every time you see me, I swear I'm a cash out. I like having bad bitches comes up with their ass out. My new bitch like, hey, how she fuck with them butt. I think we gon'
microphones.
Just to take the roof off. I don't even know the bitch, but I bet she wishes shit. Soon as we walk in the stretch, I can hear her talking shit, but that does not matter. Pockets getting better. I can get you mad.
I try to tell him like, whatever you drop me in the chat.
What do
you hear as far as people that you need to change?
You can build a shit. No, he trying to figure out what he
See me poppin' bottles. You saw me on IG, thought I was a model. Your girlfriend, she swallow. I'm loading these hollers. She like taking football. Call that bitch Hey Arnold. Slap her bro, bitch. Slap her bro. Yeah. That's my ass, nigga. That's my ass, nigga.
Trying to What's up? Smell another? What up?
I got one more track for y'all real quick.
Oh, no, I'm not even sitting about that.
Who we got? Some more about Rico Nasty, y'all. No Sugar Radio. Bopping.
Yeah, her energy is lit. She got a lot of energy. I love it.
Yeah.
They shot.
We only got this one. Okay. They all in the hallway talking to
This ain't no motherfucking playground.
They got the runner. They got the runner. They got the runner.
I got my laptop check. I did know that.
Chanel, I went and got my Gucci. Tell these bitches pull up and they playing hoodies. If you ain't got bottles of bad bitch, don't bug me. Run up on a dark alley in a black hoodie. Missy says the sugar trap, turn your shit to pudding. I'm always doing soup, bitch. Look at what I'm cooking. I'm always just some new shit, so these hoes looking. And if you run up, I bet you get
Yeah, I'm about to end this live and start another one. About to end this live and start another one.
Don't hide, I can always come and find you. Ain't no bitch in me, bitch, come from. And I already doing shit behind us. Bitch, let me remind you. Don't hide, I can always come and find you. Ain't no bitch in me, bitch, come proper. And I already doing fast, you behind us. Hey, every day is lovely, every day is sunny. I don't need your money, bitch, I got my own money. Should've seen this shit, come and see that bitch. Start punching red, Audi crew, punch it if we fight. You know my nigga gotta jump it, I'm a scared bitch. Just a whole lot of gang shit. I'm a bear, you a motherfucking reindeer. Where I stay, you can motherfucking stay there. Yeah, and I had to make that shit clear, bitch. I said I'm in a red, Abby bitches fruit punching. On the beat, I don't punch it. I'm a fucking ass bitch, let me remind you. Don't hide, I can always come and find you. Ain't no bitch, come rock. And I know you going fast, you behind us.